Okay, so we are answering questions on miasms from my Argent mentoring students. Now, this is another question from Helena, and she mentioned how to communicate and explain what miasm is to our patients. Do you translate it into modern terminology about genetics and epigenetics? Clients sometimes ask me, does that mean we can work on genetic diseases, predisposition, and tendencies in general with homeopathy? How do you do that? So Helena, first, I would really encourage you to check my classroom talks on evolution of miasms through Hahnemann, Kent, and Sankren. That will give you a lot of perspectives on how to frame your answers. But to give you a brief perspective on using modern research, you have to remember that during Hahnemann's time, it was already accepted that diseases were transmitted with the help of certain infectious principle or agent, which at that time was called miasma. So for him, the idea of a miasm was contamination from outside that was left untreated or suppressed. But I think what was beyond the conventional understanding was the revolutionary observation across these 12 years that there are 3 types of infections which do not remain acute infections, but they're slowly percolating the whole person and giving rise to chronic miasmatic diseases, under which umbrella comes these innumerable chronic diseases of different names and different diagnoses. And this is the basic core that you have to help your patient understand. And this can now be explained using the understanding of epigenetics, which is a rapidly expanding field which involves study of changes in the gene expression from chemical modifications of the DNA. So genes can actually be switched off and on due to environmental and lifestyle factors, and this can be inherited. So what are those factors? These are exactly the factors which have been documented in our miasmatic books. Some of them are related to conventional drugs. Some of them are related to the nutrition during pregnancy, intrauterine exposure to stress, addictions, pollution, chemicals, viral infections, nutritional deficiencies. So all these are the so-called fundamental causes of Hahnemannian, which is contemporary Hahnemannian miasmatic layers or states. So this is now being seen through your epigenetic understanding, but this was something he observed and theorized a long time ago. And this resonates with the miasmatic theory in that a person may be born with a specific genotype and phenotype, but there are environmental factors in the person's life or through their prenatal life or in the parent's life that can switch on and off certain genes, and hence the susceptibility to chronic diseases. So in short, these epigenetic factors can change susceptibility to diseases, the disease pathogenesis, and while Hahnemann identified just 3 infections, the later contemporary Hahnemannian and Kentian homeopaths identified many more, including Sankren with his root situation, which is related to the stress, the intrauterine exposure to stress. And today we see about 10 to 11 such factors that create these layers or states. So hope that helps you understand and help you explain this to your patient and answer their questions.